Hi, goes the family. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. Today's basically live topic I'm going to be talking about. I've seen a lot of controversy in regards to Ice Cube as a whole. People having what they have to say about him because he met with the president and things of that nature, or with the president's camp and things of that nature. And I'm just coming on to say, look, I've always been a fan of Ice Cube's not only music, acting, but him being just an all-around great businessman, decent family man, especially from the area that he came up from Compton and whatnot, especially during the 80s, 90s time frame. So very smart guy. And, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about him from a negative perspective. And here's my take on it. If you've seen my show before, I don't care about your political background. You vote for who you vote for. If you don't vote, you don't vote. That's what it is. You vote for Democrat or Republican, I don't care. But my whole thing has always been this: don't talk down about the person who actually is about business and doing something. My saying is always, real men and women don't they do business. They discuss business. Little boys and little girls gossip. Okay. And a lot of people have been basically gossiping about the businessman that's having a specific conversation. I don't see anything illegal having a conversation with somebody you don't like. Okay. Why do I say that? Because here's a crazy thing. There are corporations that can't stand each other, but yet they do business with each other. They figure a way out. Here's another thing. Great example, when McDonald's first actually incorporated as a franchise and they got together and whatnot, one thing I will say with sincerity, is they actually partnered up with Coca-Cola and whatnot. Now, were they all the best of friends? Who knows? But they didn't care about being the best of friends. They cared about marketing and getting their products out to their specific customers and creating the best products that they could, possibly, point blank and simple. Okay. I always had this quote from the movie Fences with Denzel Washington when he told his son in the movie, don't go through life worrying about if somebody likes you. You make sure that they're doing right by you. Period. Another great example. Most people have jobs, whether they love them or they like them, they can't stand them or whatever have you. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? I'll bring you in a second, man. But most people have jobs that they can't stand. Most people have bosses that they can't stand. A lot of times people's bosses, they can't stand them. However, they have a job that they have to do and they get it done. It's a crazy thing. But they have a job to do. They get it done. People have to get up and go do things that they don't want to all the time, especially in the DMV area. Most people have to, they have these long commutes to get to work every day, and they do what they got to do like adults. They deal with the people that they have to deal with, whether they like them or not, like adults are supposed to, in my personal opinion. Okay, because that's the way life works. Now, and I deal with people all the time that I might not care for, but when business has to get done, business has to get done. It's really a common sense standpoint at this point, family. It really truly is. Make sure, I thought I had my microphone plugged in, so make sure I got that going. But it really boils down to that, family. Okay, that you have everything when it boils down to it, and this whole nonsense Democrat and Republican thing, I'm going to debunk it real well. I'm from the DMV area. Okay, I'm from Prince William County, Woodbridge. Now, within the last year and a half to 2 years, the county government in Prince William County was flipped over to all majority Democratic rule. Yet and still, I still see mom and pop businesses blowing up, even during COVID. And people are not worried about who's in office or whatnot. Because they vote with their dollars, they put their money together, and they're able to still open up a dry cleaning business, a restaurant, a grocery store, et cetera, and so forth. Even in the state that has income state taxes, people still able to get it done. And the fact that Ice Cube right now is trying to galvanize people to get, because he's working with a multitude of people who are much as smart as he is, or much smarter than him, in regards to galvanizing people to talk to both camps and like, hey, what are you going to do? Because the thing is, to quote Dr. Royce Watkins, everyone's vote should be expensive, no matter if you're voting Democrat or Republican. Doesn't matter. Everyone's vote should be expensive. When I say expensive, meaning what am I getting in return outside of a good emotional speech? The days of emotional speeches are gone. And I'm not going to talk bad about any other generation or anything of that nature, because I have a lot of respect for the civil rights generation. But the days of marching and emotional speeches are done. The days of action are here. Okay. I bring up Prince William County because I've seen people come from other parts of the country or other parts of the world, put their money together. And when the county was all Republican, they still opened up a business. When the county turned all Democrats, people still opening up businesses. People still buying real estate. No matter how expensive things are, no matter how many times the laws and the policy changes, when people have a business mindset, because the beautiful thing about the United States, no matter where you live at, you have an opportunity to make something of yourself from a job standpoint and from a business standpoint. Okay. We're living in the times now. It's like, it doesn't matter if you got the D or the R. It matters who's in office, who's gonna make the decision, and that's cool. You come with your agenda from a business standpoint and not an emotional standpoint, and you go from there. Okay. And that's how I look at it. Thanks to for the like. I greatly appreciate it. If you're watching right now, please hit the like button. I'll greatly appreciate it. But this is the time frame that we're living in. And Ice Cube talked to two specific camps. I understand why people are having a heart attack over it. You know, another great example, before I put the link out there, if people want to call in or whatnot, another great example. The beautiful thing, like, you have countries that cannot stand each other in this world. They can't stand each other, but yet and still they do business with each other on a regular basis because there's a commonality and a common goal all at the same time. Okay. The Chinese and the Russians might not like each other, but they figure ways out to do business together. Americans and China might not care for each other, but they figure out ways to do business with each other. Countries in Europe, sometimes they can't stand each other, but they figure out ways to do business with each other. The point of this whole live video is not just me defending Ice Cube. The point of the video is people need to start coming at it from an adult perspective. And you have a job, you have to work in the office or work out in the field with people that you might not care for, but you got a job to do. People in the military might not all like each other. You might have some you have some Democrats and Republicans, people who believe in certain things, people who don't believe in certain things, but they have a common goal to get the job done, to get the mission done. And I think that's the way most people need to approach everything in life, even when there's an election, whether there's not an election. Okay. I'm on the side of Ice Cube because Ice Cube has always been on the side of making sure that people know knowledge of self. People figure out how better ways, just like the Master P, in regards to become better business entrepreneurs, owners, family people, et cetera, and so forth, to be better and to be more positive and to find a way forward. And he's doing it from an adult standpoint, because to me, a child is like, well, I'm not getting my way, so I'm not going to talk to him. No, adults talk it out, figure it out, and can agree to disagree. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, in a respectful manner. And if you have a conversation, it's like, well, hey, this isn't going to work out for me, then I get it and I respect it, and you move on. That's the adult thing to do. And I think as a society, we need to get back to doing that. Okay, stop worrying about. I said this a year ago, and I'll say it now, and I'll say it till the day I die. Stop thinking Democrats and Republicans. Start thinking check-ins and savings. Period. Okay, because there's a lot of people, whether when Bush was in office, Obama's in office, Donald Trump is in office, made money moves and was not worried about it. Because and the funniest thing is, the one thing that I always respect, especially in the Asian community, they don't worry about casting votes. They worry about writing checks. I've been to the blue states, I've been to the purple states, I've been to the red states, and I've seen people make money moves no matter what, with high taxes, low taxes, and no taxes. Eventually, the excuses have to stop. It's either you're going to do or do not do. There is no try. Yes, I'm quoting Star Wars. And that's all I got to say about that. I'm on the side of Ice Cube because he's a businessman. I respect business people that get things done. Having a conversation, there's nothing wrong with that. When Steve Harvey did his thing and Kanye West did their thing, it is what it is. Because another thing is this, and I will quote Damon Dash on it. I'm putting the link out now. Stop worrying about what people are doing that got money. You want to call in, the link is in the chat room, family. Have a discussion, give me your opinions on it. You know, stop worrying about what people who have the actual money and actual own businesses and things of that nature, what they're doing. What are you doing on a regular basis? You know, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. That's why I'm on the side of Ice Cube, because he is talking to both parties. He's trying to figure things out, and his mindset is whoever wins the election, I'm still moving forward with my agenda. And I implore everyone, no matter who wins the election, to move forward with your agenda for yourself, for your family, etc., and so forth. All right. That's all I got to say. I'm gonna bring Chris in. Hey, Chris, how goes it, sir?
Doing good. Yourself, man?
Oh, I can't complain. Life is good. Life is good.
Exactly.
It's been interesting seeing all this go down.
Yeah, this is actually kind of funny, and it's interesting too because it puts me like at a almost like a parlay between some of my friends that I've known over the years as well, where they're going one way and I'm going the opposite direction,
Right.
and it's funny how things turn in a matter of days, you know.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's interesting. Like literally, people was just bashing about what Cube did or what he didn't do, or because it hasn't been proven yet what he did or didn't do, so to speak. But with that being said, like, oh, and I'm gonna put this link down too so people can see this as well. But here is the link for Cube's contract with Black America.
Right.
I want people to really look at that because on the very first page where it says introduction, at the very almost like toward the bottom of it, the first thing that it says, if you want to sign on it, it says support this contract, or sorry, like say I myself support this contract and demand an open debate and a clear and fair vote within the first 100 days of the 117th Congress in 2021 on the above proposal.
Exactly.
That's bottom line what that really is.
Thank you.
He basically given out points of views, which, by the way, there's quite a few of them in there that has been viewed and approved by one Senator Cory Booker,
right,
Senator from New Jersey, and one Representative Ayanna Pressley from Massachusetts.
Exactly.
So it's exactly, and both of them are Democrats. So it has been approved by that, and also by a few financial people that do this. So all we really want, and I'm just saying based on myself, I can't speak on everybody.
Right.
But all we really want is just a sit down.
Exactly.
And have a conversation to get some of these things started. Now, the one thing I am going to add on too is that we cannot neglect the work that the Black Lives Matter Party has been doing. And not neglect that because they have been on the front lines. They have been protesting. They have trying to make some changes with their platform. So we got to commend them on that as well. Some of the things that I've seen so far and what I'm viewing, I'm still going to do my own research. May not connect head to hand with what Cube is doing.
Right, right.
But the one thing that Cube does have at advantage that the movement does not have is its celebrity status.
Exactly.
And sometimes you gotta use that celebrity status to get you where you need to be at. If you don't have celebrity status, you have money status.
Exactly.
So one of the things that I have noted that I've seen, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's true or not. There's a lot of things that Cube have said, and there's a lot of things that Cube may not have said, so to speak. Right. I'm not sure if he actually had an opportunity to have a sit down with the Democratic Party. We have known numerous times, not from Cube directly, but the Republican Party has reached out to significant people in the Black community. Prime example, Jared Kushner has spoken plenty of times with Claudia Anderson.
Right. And that's the God's honest truth. And we all know majority when it comes to this contract, majority of the principles come out of the Powernomics playbook. Right. We know that. And the main reason, see, I respect anybody to say, look, I want to have a conversation. I don't care about your party affiliation.
Right.
All that is just irrelevant. Because just like I said earlier, all that is just I look at CNN and Fox News as just entertainment for people. It doesn't do anything for me. It entertains people who feel a specific way, whether it's on the left or the right. It does nothing for me. What actually happens? What's actually tangible? What's actually going on? Where's access to the capital actually going? Where's the actual access to the education actually specifically going? Okay, where's the grant money going? Things of that nature. What's physically actually happening? Okay, because like I just said earlier, growing up in Woodbridge, majority of the time before you left and went to Texas, Prince William County was Republican run.
Yeah.
But guess what happened in the last 20 years? Parts of Woodbridge became little Central America, little Asia, little Middle East and whatnot. Anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. 2 years ago, the powers turned over and it's still growing. So none of that has changed, no matter, I can't speak for the rest of the country, but nothing has changed from small businesses are growing, because it's just a crazy thing. People are talking and people are gaining the knowledge, putting their money together and executing. Is it all bed of roses when they do that? No, but I'm just going by what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to go by the end game.
Exactly.
Really, the end game is like, especially when we come to political parties, plain and simple. What can you do for me and my family?
What can you do for me and my family?
There is I actually watched the interview with Claudia Anderson just a few days ago on the Breakfast Club.
Right.
He talked about, and I got to get back to his history, but I totally forgot. He was with
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, President Carter's administration team.
He was. Yep.
So there was a senator down in South Carolina that needed something to be done, and he needed like a bulldozer, dump truck, the whole nine.
Right.
And he asked Mr. Anderson, "Hey, I need to get this done."
Right.
So Claudia Anderson said, "Okay, if I do this for you, you gotta do something for me." Bingo. And he said, "You get this done, whatever you want."
Exactly.
So the very next, I say a week. I'm not going to say a day, but a week.
Right.
All the equipment that the center needed, it brought down to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was time, Claudia Anderson said, "Hey, this is what I need done."
Right.
You federal judges in these districts.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Done." What the names?
Exactly, and that's people keep forgetting. At the end of the day, politics is really business.
It is.
It really is. And then half the times when these senators and Congress people are even yelling at each other, it's all for fluff.
And you know what's funny about that too? A lot of these senators, congressmen, congresswomen, they've been in there longer than some of their terms, because there's no term limits.
Exactly.
In the Senate or the House of Representatives.
Exactly.
So they may be there 3 or 4 terms in a minimum of 4 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people have been there for like over 20 years plus.
They have.
There was quite a few of them that actually died while they're in office.
Oh yeah, I mean, just recently, what was it last year? This year it was, Mr. Big Trouble. What was his name? Elijah. I know I should remember his name. Is sad.
Yeah, it's one of those.
The one he died from pancreas cancer.
I can't think of the name. I know
from Atlanta. You know what I'm talking about, from the civil rights generation, and then Elijah Cummings from Maryland or whatnot.
You're right.
And what's his name? The Republican in Arizona, John McCain. Yeah. Okay. So those are great 3 examples of people. But and the one thing I could at least give respect, that was like, I think probably the last generation that showed some sort of maturity when it came to, even though I disagree with you, I can still act like an adult and say I disagree with you respectfully, without having to have a heart attack or anything, or act like a baby and whatnot. But yeah, you have people that are there forever and a day, but it's just, at the end of the day, they all have a job to get done. Okay, period. And they actually, and when you majority of the time when their constituency comes to them, hey, this is what I've done for you, period. Okay, majority of the time. Okay, we don't need rap concerts and whatnot. We don't need entertainment. I don't need to hear from other people that can't articulate a sentence. I want to see what only reason why I'm even talking about Ice Cube is because Ice Cube is a certified businessman. He has a celebrity status, but I would still be talking about him if I knew about if he never even put out a rap record, but he had the same amount of businesses that he has now and the same amount of business experience that he has now, I would still want to hear what he has to say.
And I'll add on to that as well, like you said, because of the situation with NWA,
Right.
and it is very documented, especially with the movie that
Straight Outta Compton.
him and Dr. Dre produced, Straight Outta Compton. It shows his business sense.
Yep.
So it's very much documented that even if he just made nothing but music,
right,
he worked his way to get where he needed to be at.
He did.
And, with music, that he made movies to his own movie company.
Yep.
The Big Three basketball tournament.
Big Three. Yep.
And I really wished him and Byron Allen would have partnership and bought out the Fox Sports networks.
I agree.
Instead of Byron Allen going with the other guy just to get small affiliate channels.
Right.
In Indiana when he got the whole sports thing. I get why Byron Allen did it because he's still making moves on it. But I just wish he would have partnered with that as well because that would have helped a lot as well. But
exactly.
In the sense of Cube, though, Cube has definitely been decided for the start because of how much he been disrespected with his music contract.
Exactly.
Back in the 80s.
Exactly.
So a lot of people that talk about what's going on right now, they got to go back to the history of Cube, and a lot of these people wasn't even born when that situation happened. I think I was 3, maybe 4 when that situation happened and stuff.
It was about 88, 89 time frame.
Yeah.
So
with 4 or 5, yeah. So I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know rap when I was 4 or 5.
Exactly.
I know. But that's the thing about we have to go back and remember what Cube was all about.
Exactly.
And then we can move forward. Cube ain't no joke.
Not at all.
He ain't no joke. And now we're literally got weeks away before this historical election.
Right.
Between President Trump. President, still got to respect that, President Trump, and former Vice President Joe Biden.
Right.
We still have that's a historical election, but a lot of people still have to realize that yes, on a major level, yes, the vote got to be made.
Right.
But if you really want to make some changes as well, especially what Cube's contract with Black America is about,
right?
You go local. You have to go local with your local mayors, delegates,
right?
The senators. You got to go with that first. These are the guys that got to sign it.
Exactly.
Because if they sign it, they're going to have to talk about it in Congress.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. All politics is local at the end of the day.
Yeah, so you got to go talk to them first. Cube definitely went all the way to the top. Hey, I want to talk to Democratic Party, especially Joe Biden.
Right.
The Republican Party with Trump.
Exactly.
All they want to do is have a talk. The one thing he want to do is present it to them.
Right.
Have them read it.
Exactly.
Okay, let's have a sit down. Maybe we can modify a couple of things here. Maybe make a couple of changes here, and I'll go ahead and sign it. It's all negotiations.
Exactly. And that's how business is done.
Yeah.
Crazy concept. It's like I mentioned earlier. Countries work with other countries all the time, and they can't stand each other, but they get the business done.
There's countries that actually wanted to go to war with each other.
Exactly.
But they got the deal done.
Let's be realistic. When do we really like China? And when does China really like us?
When Steve Jobs brought jobs over there for them?
I'm just talking about from a country standpoint, not the economic standpoint. Yeah, they love the money. I'm just talking about, I'm not talking anything bad about Chinese people. I'm just saying as far as governments go, let's be realistic.
Oh, no,
but we figure it out. Do you think the Chinese really like the Russians and vice versa? But they're getting it done. Yeah. Russia with Saudi Arabia. It's business.
Always.
It's not about liking each other. It's about business.
The bottom line is done. What can you do for me?
What can you do for me? What can I do for you? Because if the world was based off everyone liking each other, nothing would ever get done.
Marlon Wayans actually had a good story about that too, and when he said it, it really reflected on what I was doing, what I viewed as well.
Right.
He had a situation where he had an argument with somebody. Right. Can't think of the name, but he had an argument with somebody, and he didn't speak with that person for maybe a few years.
Uh-huh.
But one of his white counterparts had a similar argument with another white counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
And hours later, they call each other like, "Hey, I know you're mad at me. I'm mad at you, but I got this business idea here that I think is going to make us some money. We need to have a sit down and talk." Okay,
Exactly.
I'll be right over. They had a talk. They had a business deal come up, and with Marlon Wayne is one of Marlon's movies that he produced as well.
Mm-hmm.
That brought some money. So all three, so those guys got a three-way deal.
Exactly. Crazy concept, right?
Not that crazy anymore.
Exactly. But that's, I mean, especially in entertainment business, people do joint ventures all the time. You know, in corporate America, corporations do joint ventures all the time.
Yeah.
You know, especially corporations that are competitors with one another.
And,
All right.
and even some corporations, they're like, okay, well, I'm going to buy you out.
Right.
But because we got this deal done, I'm not going to lay none of your people out. They're just going to just cross over, work with us.
Exactly.
We're going to bring them over.
Exactly.
So that's part of the deal. Yeah.
That's part of the deal. It happens all the time. I mean, heck, Apple and Microsoft were two different companies and they got together, and what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be realistic about this. This isn't nothing new. People do this all the time. Cities and states do this all the time. Mm-hmm. Different states do this all the time. They do joint ventures and whatnot to work with each other.
I mean, I got a good example right now. One of the Democratic states, I forgot which one, but when these storms came in, they enabled themselves as a state of emergency with federal funding. This person did not like the Trump administration, but he needed some help.
Oh yeah,
now I'm not sure what the protocols are of state of emergency, but the funding came through to help the people out.
Exactly. So exactly.
When excuse my language, but when shit hits the fan, sometimes you gotta go with somewhere that you may hate, but they're gonna still help out for the better reason, better cause.
Exactly. So, I mean, remember when the oil spill happened in Louisiana? You had a governor, a Republican governor. Obama was president. They had to work it out. Mm-hmm. When Hurricane Sandy came to the Northeast, Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey, Republican, Obama, Democratic president, they had to work it out.
Yeah.
Virginia's former governor, McDonald, he was at the time was Republican. Okay. There were some issues that happened in the Tidewater area from a hurricane and whatnot. Him and Obama had to work something out. They did not particularly care for each other. Say again.
I actually met him one time.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that. Yeah. So it's like, this isn't nothing new. This happens on a regular basis. People have to work things out. Yeah. It's not about liking, especially if you're in public office, it's about you getting the job done for the people and whatnot. All right. And like you said, it's politics is local. But then it's like, here's my only pet peeve with African Americans. Outside of your voting, what are you doing outside of that? When the election's over, what are you doing? Outside of you even trying to hold your politicians accountable, what are you doing? Because the crazy thing, I really bring this up. Last night I was watching on Search for Uhuru. A lot of the foreign-born Black people from the Caribbean and Africa and whatnot kept asking this one specific question that they have, but we lack because they immigrated to the United States. You keep pointing out these individual successes, they said. You point out the Ice Cubes, the Damon Dashes, the Jay-Z's, et cetera, and so forth, the Byron Allens. Where are the collective successes? And that's where we have to get back. Our great-grandparents had collective success. All the stuff you see that these people who immigrate to the U.S. do, our great-grandparents used to do. And we have to get back to that because no matter who's in office, the survival is not of a lot of African Americans is going to be bleak if you don't get back to some sort of collectiveness that needs, like I said, my last name is Patterson. There should be no competition in the Patterson family. There should be some collectivism going on. Your last name, Edwards, it's the same thing. There should be no, like you and your brother and sister or whomever should never be in competition with one another. Y'all should always be working with each other, cousins, whomever. Everybody with the same last name needs to be working together for the collective to ensure that there's something left and whatnot for future generations, And we have to get back to that. So don't brag about how big your house is, how nice your car is, how fancy your degree is, your salary and all that, if it's not doing anything for the greater good of the collective for the entire family. because that is just at this point, especially with the next 5 years, because it's going to get rough no matter who the president is.
Oh yeah, sure is.
Okay. Collectivism is where it's at. Individualism is not where it's at. And I know that's a big American thing, and I get it and I respect it, but we have to get away from that.
I think, and I can just speak this for myself on this one.
Right.
Going back in time, I wish I had the same mentality when I was like in my early 20s.
Got you.
Because just like you said, a collective thought. I was still living with mom until I turned 24. Then I moved out.
Keep talking. I got to go away for a second, but go ahead.
But yeah, so when I moved out of my mom's house at 21, I mean, not 20, 24, I just wish I had some of that time back because if I had that same mindset, the collective of a family, just all of us pitching together with the money, not just to pay bills, but just to better all of us as a whole, I think we all would have been in a better situation. I mean, we're good. We're good. There's no problem or anything like that. But I think we would have been would have had more property, would have had more ownership of things. So, and I urge a lot of people now because I see it all the time that especially down here, you have like one house full of a lot of people, but they're building that house together. They're developing things. They're using their skill set to open businesses. And I just wish, on my point of view, when I was like at least when I was 15, able to start working,
right
up to 24 when I moved out, I would have had the foothold in place. Like, hey, we need to get a plan together so we don't have to worry about bills being due on time, or let's just go ahead and put it on a house and everything. I just wish I had that time back to do that, because now my mindset is with this house I got here, I took care of the majority of my bills.
Right.
And because of certain technicalities with a certain technical school to go to, there's a very strong chance that my student loans are going to be completely wiped clean.
Right.
So because of that, my credit level is going to be even higher with that as well. So that could be bringing in more opportunities.
Exactly.
So with that being said, I have more money to do bigger and better things. And heck, like I said, your field of expertise is with real estate. Next year I might be like, hey brother, I got about a few $1,000s. I don't know this. I don't know how to do this like you do, but what can I do to help get me maybe a small property in the future, or joint venture with you or something?
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of things that we could do now because of the things that I'm building up from what I've been learning. So I think I would urge a lot of people to focus on yourself and your family.
Yes.
Because you know that old saying, you don't go in someone else's backyard without knowing them.
Bingo.
So you want to take care of yourself first before you're able to know somebody else's issues and see what you do to help them out. Because if you're broke and they're broke, you really can't fix that.
It's true.
You can't fix that. But if you have an adequate amount and he broke, but he has a skill set.
Exactly.
You can be like, okay, I'll front you something. Let's do a partnership. You got the skill set. I got the finance. We can build something together and go 50-50.
Exactly.
So people got to start thinking about that as well. So I really do hope a lot of people are seeing this, because this is definitely something that a lot of people should be doing, and just focusing and building up their own wealth before you can try to help out the community. Because if you're broke, they're broke. You can't fix the community.
I agree.
A couple things here and there, maybe a couple of fundraisers, you can organize some stuff. But the bottom line is, if you're like broke to the point that you really got to struggle to get some money in, how can you help somebody else out? You got to focus on yourself first before you try to reach out and help.
I couldn't agree with you more, Chris. And then to add on to that, another thing as far as spending habits need to be changed. 1, 2. The way that certain organizations, especially and I'm not talking about bad about fraternities, sororities, or the Masons or nothing like that. I just think that the direction needs to be changed in a sense in order for them to remain relevant with not only our generation, but the up and coming generations, because great example, and I'm not saying nothing bad about the Masons, okay? Nothing bad at all. I had the pleasure a couple months ago before COVID officially kicked off to go to a ceremony for the Masons and whatnot. People were getting knighted and things of that nature, and getting basically going up in the organization for the service that they've done. Because these organizations do a lot of great things, especially from a community standpoint. And I truly and truly respect it. That's what I said. This is no disrespect to them, no disrespect to churches. But I don't know if you ever remember, basically I was asked if I wanted to join, or if I was thinking about joining, there's the steps. And I was like, well, what do you guys really do? Pique my interest, but what is the end goal? There's like, well, we look out for each other. I said, okay, that's great. Networking, things of that nature. Awesome. And we do a lot of charity events and things of that nature. So my first thing was, okay, do you guys own any real estate? Well, as not this particular organization as a whole, because we're considered a field chapter, but I believe when you go upper, they own certain things. I was like, okay, well, do you guys own any franchises, any businesses, things of that nature? And it was like, well, that's not really the whole point. So I wasn't really getting the answers that I wanted to get. You know what I mean? Because my thing is, there's a lot of organizations that are out there that own real estate. And when I say real estate, I'm talking about commercial property, malls. They own franchises, they own businesses. They can actually, so when their kids graduate from high school or college, they can hire them instead of asking them to get a job from somebody else. Okay. Another great example. I forgot the name of this reality TV show, but it was basically CEOs of corporations and whatnot being put in the field and whatnot. Say if you're the CEO of Subway or CEO of Lucky Strike. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
It was actually a good show.
What is it?
I think it was like something Bosses, but it was good.
Undercover Boss, that's what it's called.
Undercover Boss, yeah, that's it. Yeah, good show. And it showed this one church in Buffalo. Buffalo's a pretty rough town, Buffalo, New York, and whatnot. But this one church was doing some real great things. They were not only helping out people, putting the word of God out, helping out people in the community, but guess what they did? They own a multitude of 7-Elevens and Subway franchises. Because their congregation, the biggest problem that their congregation had was employment. So by creating a quote unquote nonprofit organization outside of the church, multiple people helped run it. They were actually putting money together and buying up real estate. Actually, not only just real estate for the purposes of just regular rental properties, but rental properties for people who are in need. You know what I mean? So like people on Section 8, people who are nonviolent offenders and things of that nature, and they're working with the state in order to make sure that these people had adequate housing and things of that nature.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. So they was providing adequate housing. And a lot of times the people who had that came home from prison, they actually had certified trades. So they would actually work on the housing to make sure that everything was up to par, and that would give them a break on their rent and whatnot. And then the church didn't have to pay for it. And then they actually had people from the church that were managers, workers, and things of that nature. So, and to me, that spoke to me, because having a business is bigger than just you being the boss and having a lot of money and whatnot. It's you giving back to the community. And that's what really stood out to me. And I would like to see more organizations, not all, but just more, do something on that level, because that would reach out to the people like me, that were coming up. Because when I was younger, that's things like that would catch my attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. What was you going to say?
No, I agree with you 100% on that. And that's what also adds on to what I was saying. Like, you get yourself together, you become rich, you become wealthy. Because literally, I'll say this. I'm not wealthy at all. I have enough where I'm good. I'm comfortable, but I'm still ambitiously hungry.
Right, exactly.
Okay. But I'm not at the point of my life yet where I have enough funds for me to be like, okay, what haven't I done?
Right.
So it's like now I'm almost at the point now, like, okay, bills paid, house paid. We're taking family trips paid, because it's gonna be time that I want back more than money. Right. But at the same time, it's going to get to the point, and let's say 10 years from now, it's going to get to the point like, you know what? I've seen everything with my family.
Right.
I done whatever I could do for me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
We're going places, but I'm going places by myself, so to speak.
Right.
Like, just me and my family. My friends, my brothers, my sisters, they're not with me.
Mm.
Now it's like, what can I do to get them to come with me?
Exactly.
So I'm already putting pieces in together already. With a couple of my brothers already. They have a good idea. They have one of them's an incredible drawer. I already told them what he need to do, but at the same time, I created a store for them, a clothing store. So, and the store is live too. We gotta get the website again there so people can check it out. But,
right, absolutely.
But the store is live. People can go in there and make a purchase of shirts and masks right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's live. They could go in there and do that right now. So I'm putting the pieces together for that. Now, what's going to happen? Let's just say myself included, my consultant fees, I make money and stuff like that. You come to the point like, hey, I can't manage this money right. I might forget some tax time, but I know somebody that handles money good, and he got an accounting degree.
I know that's right. Exactly.
And we know from years he's stingy with the money, but he always been good with it.
Exactly. And there's a reason, right?
Like, you know what? I could put down, let's say $1,000 for his business license.
Right.
Not sure how much it is in the state of Virginia, but in Texas, it ain't that much.
Right.
But in Virginia, I'll put down for that.
Right.
And I can be his first client. Manage my money. Here's a nice monthly or bi-weekly, but here's a check for you for doing this, making sure I'm good for tax season.
Exactly.
Now, the same two brothers that I created a store for, they might bring money in.
That's what I'm talking about.
We all know each other. So like, you know what? You want to handle your money right? Go to him.
Exactly.
Right? What I did for him, he'll do for you too. He'll take care of that.
Exactly.
And that's what really is to me, like, it's building that community, because everybody that we know have a skill set.
Exactly.
We just haven't found a way to utilize it. I've been online looking for ideas that I know some of my friends that we both know have that perfect skill set for. I mean, hell, I'm trying to find a manufacturer that made the Master P and I hate what they call that, Percy Miller and Romeo Miller's Mariachi shoes. Got you. Try to find a manufacturer for that, because I know 3 people, 2 of them directly, that knows their color schemes when it comes to shoes, and one of those, and the third person, he's my brother. He used to play basketball, so he knows how a shoe will feel like. And there you have it. So I'm already talking about, and I talked to him yesterday about it. I'm like, hey, I might make a shoe for you, man. I know that's right. He's like, I don't know what color scheme for shoes, but I know my sweatpants. Like, all right, then I got the people to make sweatpants and stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Made a store for that too. So I'm putting in the pieces in, because right now I have the funding to do that. Exactly. And the funny thing is, my job as a consultant, I'm actually consulting these guys, telling them what they need to do. They're not even paying. I'm now becoming partners with them. But we're putting the pieces together, and this is how you start building your community up, and when you start helping your friends and family. Yes. LeBron James did it the best. Yes, sir. He did it the best when he brought his boys from Akron, Ohio, to the NBA. Yes, sir. It's a marketing genius when it comes to their shows. Uninterrupted. Maverick Carter, he's great at that. Paul, great at being an agent with Clutch Sports. But what LeBron did is that when these guys came in, he paid for them to go to school for doing what they need to do. Exactly. Like, you want to go to school for marketing or production. Okay, you're doing that. You want to learn about the business when it comes to sports agency. Okay, partner with my agent at the time for CAA. And when you get your credential, your license, everything like that, we're going to break off and we're going to get you Clutch Sports. Now, Clutch Sports is up there with CAA when it comes to bringing in the most clientele in for basketball. So LeBron did it right, and I'm following his footsteps right now, watching what he's doing because me and LeBron, we're the same age.
Exactly.
It's a few $100 million difference, but we are the same age, literally weeks apart. But he did it right. He's putting his people in places.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm creating stores. You're doing real estate. I might need to I might need to come out of San Antonio, start finding some commercial properties.
There you go. I'm sure there's going to be
when my business gets big, I'm going to need one of commercial properties.
Exactly.
I start expanding my consultants business, but it's all like who wants to do it, who doesn't want to do it, who wants to partner and get things done.
Exactly.
And when you start building your community up by helping your friends out,
exactly.
What do you think they're going to do for their friends?
That's the mindset.
Or their families. Like, hey, we're going to build a business, everything. So it's so many things going on. Matter of fact, my sister, and I'm actually proud of her on this one because she's doing her own. She's learning the trade to being the event planner.
Oh, very nice.
She got her license. She got her logo. That logo been trademarked. She got all that stuff set up and everything like that.
Okay.
The only thing that I have not even done I haven't done anything for her yet.
Right.
She actually got people in places helping her out, getting their ideas out first before anything. So she's doing everything on her own. Mm-hmm. I love her for that because she's hungry for it. And I already told her, when you want that extra push, just give me a call. I'll help the rest of the way. So she's doing her thing on that one. So now she's going to get to the point that her friends might have ideas. Mm. And she's going to follow the same suit that what I'm trying to do. Mm.
I see now.
So that's how we start. That's really the way you start building a community when you have one person that is not that in the beginning is selfish.
Exactly.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way you can handle any responsibility in any businesses without being selfish first.
Exactly.
Be selfish first. And then when you see what you're comfortable with, then you start challenging yourself to spread your knowledge, to spread your ideas, and show them how valuable their skills are, because everybody has one.
Everybody has one. Everybody has one, because there would be no, let's put it like this, there would be no Tiffany Haddish if it wasn't for Kevin Hart. There'd be no Kevin Hart if it wasn't for Damon Dash. There'd be no Kanye West if it wasn't for Damon Dash. And there'd be no Jay-Z and countless others if it wasn't for Damon Dash, because his thing is he's a general and he only wants to associate with generals, and he wants to build up people who are soldiers to turn them into generals. And everybody should have that same mindset when it comes to their circle. Yeah, you build yourself first. Absolutely. But then once you get there, then you help others do the same thing, because it's not giving a hand out, it's giving a hand up.
Exactly. And once you get them to that threshold, and here's the thing, once you get to that threshold, once they get to the point to like, hey, thank you for everything you have done for me. Now I think I can handle this myself.
Exactly.
There's no hate. There's a big smile on the face, like, you know what? Congratulations, go for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Here's a parting gift. Here's a few $1,000s to keep going on your own.
Exactly.
Because Master P did the same thing to a lot of people. Build them up, and when they're ready to go, good or bad,
right,
let them go.
Exactly.
No contract ties or anything like that. No stipulation, no core or anything like that. Like, you want to go? All right, you can go.
Yep. Same thing Master P did with Snoop Dogg and everybody else who was on his record label, No Limit.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, that's why Tiffany Haddish has her grocery store food co-op going on right now. She has her own comedy school going on right now. She's giving back when she doesn't have to. And countless others. I can keep going on and on. I mean, countless others, because that's what it's all about.
And Tyler Perry doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing.
Especially now when he got his studio and everything like that. Now,
exactly.
You know me, I was always against them wearing that damn dress.
But, you know what?
But I get it. That's it. I get it now. What he had to do to get to where he's at. I get it.
You know, and here's the crazy thing. We've all had to do something crazy, out or silly that we didn't particularly want to do to get where we want to in this life. One. And then two, that's a great example of showing you might not agree with something, but you respect it.
Right. And it took years for him to fully understand what he was doing. But when he got it done, I'm like,
exactly.
Okay. I get it now.
Exactly.
And it didn't make sense at first.
Exactly.
Like, okay, this is what you had to do to get where you need to be at. All right, bravo, my apology,
Exactly.
but you did it.
Speaking of which, two people I wish they would have a collaboration of a movie or a show or whatever, because they have their own studios, Tyler Perry and Damon Dash. Because Damon Dash has his own studios in Burbank. Tyler has his thing in Atlanta. I know they're two different, complete opposites, but really, who I really would just love to see a one-time sit down of a conversation: Tyler Perry, Damon Dash, Master P, aka actually Percy Miller, and Spike Lee.
You know,
I would love to just have them sit down in a room, have a conversation live on the internet, kind of like you and I are doing right now, and just talk.
you know what's funny about that?
Just talk.
With music wise, this is legend has it that Dame Dash,
Mm-hmm.
Master P, Jay Prince,
Mm-hmm.
Suge Knight,
Mm.
they all got together and tried to create a mega distribution for music.
Absolutely.
They try to do it. Obviously, it gets deeper, it gets darker to the point that
Yeah.
the person, rumor has it, shut that whole thing down. You can find out on YouTube and find out who so-called did it.
Right.
But they had talks about that. So Dame definitely met up with Master P on in the past about it. So they definitely had talks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now with the movie industry, the TV industry,
Mm-hmm.
Dame Dash and Tyler Perry can have a sit down today if they wanted to, because they are mutual friends with Lee Daniels.
Bingo.
And Lee
Exactly.
Daniels, after the situation with Master P, with Dame Dash about $2 million that got settled.
Right.
They never, like, we were best friends. We just had to get that point across.
Oh, absolutely.
He would love to do more business with Lee Daniels after he got that situated. So
Exactly.
that talk can happen today because of a mutual friend.
Exactly.
And also, one more person I want to add in there as well that I wish those guys would get together. So they got Master P. He's 100% independent.
Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dame Dash, independent to a certain extent. Tyler Perry has his own movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
Byron Allen has local affiliate networks with over 130 syndicate shows.
Yes.
And Byron Allen is the big dog because he's a multi-billionaire.
Absolutely.
Have those guys link up together.
Yes.
And then you really get things done. And if you really want to, throw in Ice Cube in there as well, because he
absolutely. Definitely add him to the list.
Yeah, definitely. So go back to Ice Cube, throw him in there to get the sports side of that, and then you bring in also Spike Lee, because his radical thinking really gets things done too.
Exactly. Brilliant minds. All these names between me and Chris, we've just mentioned brilliant minds. And like you said, you could even throw Diddy in there. You can throw LL Cool J in there. I mean, the list goes on and on. But it's just brilliant minds. And I'm sure they talk together and congregate. They probably just don't do it a lot online or in public. And I can get and respect that as well, because not everything needs to be put on the internet.
And LL Cool J, he's quietly getting up there to that spot because of that's a Queens thing right there. That's a Queens thing. But
I knew you was gonna throw that in there.
Queens, so Queens and Bronx is a family, but that's a Queens thing. We quiet on it, but because of his lip sync battle, that show has been syndicated in multiple countries where they had their own version of it. And because he did a trademark on everything, he gets rights. He gets the rights to that, the money to that. So he's sneakily getting up there.
Oh yeah, and he's very, when he's asked about it, very humble.
Mm-hmm.
Very humble. Like you said, it's like, and he's like, yeah, it just happened to work out that way, and he couldn't be happier. And he's at a point in life now where he's just working because he wants to, not because he has to. Yeah, and that's the thing. When you get to that point in life when you're working because you want to, not because you have to, I think that's when the creativity and the collaboration gets better, in my personal opinion, because it's not really work. It's just something you love to do.
Yeah, you've been doing it for so long and you still enjoy it.
Exactly.
You can wake up without an alarm clock and just go like, all right, I feel good.
Exactly.
So what I
Exactly.
want to do today?
Oh
That's
man, I'm
that's what I
working
want to
towards
get at.
that.
That's
Yes,
what I want to get. I want to get to the point where I wake up without an alarm clock, and I'm
yes,
like, all right, how much can I earn today?
yes,
How much? What can I do today that's gonna bring me some money that I can put into a future project?
yes, sir. And who can I put on today? Who
Or
can I,
who
who
can
can
I
I
call? Yeah,
collaborate
right,
with?
exactly. Who can I call? Like, all right, you want a business? I'll get you set up.
Exactly.
Because I tell you what, that's actually how me and my neighbors actually got a store set up right now.
Oh, is that okay? That's what I'm
Uh,
talking about.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I send that link as well. But it's called the Outlaw Saloon.
Okay.
And we've been talking about it for a long time, but
Right.
the end goal is having our own restaurant slash bar down here in San Antonio.
Yeah, I remember you said you were telling me about that. So you guys still putting that into the works, huh?
We're putting that into the work, but right now the clothing is going to help us get to where we need to be at and
Okay.
stuff. Because obviously the way with the COVID, everything like that, it shut a lot of things down.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We in a situation where we can like, okay, let's go build a get a store.
Okay.
So we got a store out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I send the link on that as well, so you got to take a look at that. But we have a lot of things. Matter of fact, we actually have some clothes that is for I just want like a couple of t-shirts that's set up for breast cancer awareness.
Okay. Very nice. That's what I'm
So,
talking about.
so the majority of the proceeds, let's say 65% of the proceeds will go to the breast cancer awareness fund.
Very nice. That's what I'm talking about.
But we've been talking about it for a while. I'm like, you know what? I got an idea. Create a store. I showed them. They're like, okay, let's do this. And we have. So there's so many things going on. So I just put the idea out there. They were with it. I created that store. Now we have a store.
And I know that would definitely be a win-win, especially down there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Especially down there. Speaking of which, I'm heading to Houston next month.
We're going down there in December, so unfortunately I'm gonna miss out this time.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I'm just going to just to get away for a little bit and see some. I haven't been down there in 2 years, so I was like, let me go. It's going to be quiet down there, obviously, with things still shut down for the most part. So
It ain't quiet, man. It ain't quiet. Yeah, I mean, we're going down in December, so I won't be going down there this time, especially with school and everything like that, and my daughter, everything, the newborn. So we're going down in December for like a weekend, but after that, we're just gonna be just chilling and everything.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, it's not like you want to do too much traveling right now, especially with the newborn and things of that nature. Because we don't know how the quote unquote second wave might hit. We don't, and nobody wants to take any real chances if there is one.
Especially when it starts to get cold down here.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's funny because I interviewed a young lady. She actually lives in San Antonio. I interviewed her. Hey, what's up, Theodore White? My brother down in actually, Chris, I need to send you the link because they're doing the Financial Monsters episode again this Friday. So I wanted you to be I wanted you to be a part of it. It's going to be around 7:35 Eastern Standard Time. How goes it, brother? Yeah, and Mr. Theodore White is going to be on the broadcast as well.
Okay.
Thanks for the like, brother, man. Looking forward to having you back on. If you want to chime in, man, before we get off real quick to say hello, the link's in the chat room. But yeah, he's a great guy. He has a real estate business going on, referral marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down there in the good old ATL Shody area. So originally from Pittsburgh, whatnot. And then this guy, I think he's going to be another version of Tony Robinson and Les Brown and whatnot, because I see his videos all the time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that great inspirational stuff. Mm-hmm. So I always got to give him love. So yeah, Theodore, if you want to chime in real quick, I put the link in the chat room, brother. Just hit the link. But yeah, man, it's what's your take on 2021, the end goal of 2021? Because this October's over with already.
Just for me in general, or just the whole world itself.
Let's go with the whole world.
Well, because everybody is in so-called panic mode when it comes to the COVID, everything like that. There's going to be a vaccination for that. There will be a vaccine for that. Even though I feel a certain way of certain things about how they trying to find the cure so fast, but yeah, we still can't find a cure for AIDS, HIV. But that's one other story. So we'll leave that alone.
Okay.
But yeah, there's gonna be vaccination for that because people want to get back to their so-called normal life, which not everything has been changed, but they want to get back to some type of stability where they can go and have a good time, and for some, actually go back into their business and rebuild it up where it fell off at.
I couldn't agree with you more. Do you think there's going to be a massive homeless epidemic in the United States since the eviction ban is going to be over with by January?
Yeah, and it's sad too because I know there are some slumlords, but there's actually some owners that are really genuine with their tenants. But it's going to come to the point that either you have to unfortunately evict them, or you might chance to lose your property. Because if you can't, because obviously if you have enough to pay for whatever place you're living at and the house you're renting out, but there's gonna be a time where it's gonna be like a lot of bending, but then it's gonna break.
You're right.
You have to really decide on can I afford this house I'm renting? So it's gonna suck because that's where they're gonna be at right now. I mean, especially during Halloween's around the corner.
Yeah.
And then Christmas, it's gonna get to the point like, hey, unfortunately, I have to evict you,
right?
Because if not, I'm gonna lose the house anyway.
Because they can't do. I mean, I know forbearance is up to what, a year, I believe, right?
6
I haven't done it. 6 months, right?
6 months.
Yeah, so they can't do that forever either. I mean, because then the banks aren't going to make any money.
Right. So it's going to get to the point like enough bending that it's going to break. And you're going to be like, listen, you got to pay this or you're going to lose your house. So yeah, it's gonna suck for a lot of people, but I don't know how. I don't know. I really don't know how an owner of a like rental properties is going to react to it, because you got the family that still live in that household that you have a genuine feelings about, because they take care of your house while they're living there.
Right. Exactly.
But at the same time, if you can't pay for 2 properties at the same time. Now, if you can, great.
Right.
You can't handle it to the point that you're gonna break. I don't know. That's good. That's a tough decision to make. Like, hey, I have to kick you. I have to evict you.
Right.
Because if I don't evict you, it's gonna be foreclosed. You be out anyway, and I'm gonna lose the house.
Exactly. Because it's not only just bigger than that, and nobody wants to do that. No, I mean, heck, I'm a landlord. I don't want to evict people, but hey, the tax man doesn't care. The insurance company doesn't care. I'm about to bring Theodore in now.
So, hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey man.
Yourself, man?
Hey y'all, I'm good, man. Nice to meet you, Chris. How you doing, man?
Doing good, sir. Yourself?
Hey, I'm doing great. Sorry about the light and stuff. I'm just enjoying the evening. About to start on some school work. Got to catch up on my school. I'm actually going to Southern New Hampshire University for marketing. Trying to get a bachelor's in marketing because I enjoy doing that, and I think that's the lifeblood of any business. You know.
Absolutely.
I know that's right. I couldn't agree with you on that one, man. How's everything down in Atlanta, man? Business is doing good?
Yeah, I mean, everything's moving along. I kind of got refocusing some of my social media efforts towards more towards motivational speaking. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love earlier. I'm definitely looking forward to going into that direction very soon, because I feel like that can really help, especially during these times. I think we need more motivation, inspiration for everyone, because I know a lot of people think it may be hopeless right now, but believe me, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you just have to keep moving towards it. I think that's the key, is keep moving forward.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And that's why I always share your videos, because we need good, positive inspiration. Because anytime you even get on social media, turn on your TV, or just log into your computer, the negativity is being posted all over the place.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think it's
true.
the end of the world right now when it's really not. Even though it's kind of crazy, but it's definitely not the end of the world right now. Let's just be realistic about it. You know,
It's nowhere near the end of the world. No.
and you know we're survivors at the end of the day, and we're fighters at the end of the day, and we're not gonna let this. It hasn't beat us yet, and it's not gonna beat us at all. Period. So.
Exactly. I completely agree. Completely agree.
You know, that's my 2 cents, man. But yeah, definitely looking forward to you coming into the Financial Monsters episode this Friday, man. Thank you for accepting the invitation. We're definitely going to chop it up and have some good conversations about today's financial status of not just the country, but just the world and tomorrow's and whatnot. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, brother.
Oh, no problem. I mean, I hear you're going to be joining us too, Chris. I
Yes,
can't wait to see who the other panelists are going to be. And you know, this isn't something that I'm I'm quite used to yet, but Larry's sure definitely getting me up to speed on this type of stuff. So
Oh yeah.
I do look forward to participating and hearing what all us brothers have to say so that we can I don't know, brothers and sisters, I'm assuming.
I'm trying to get one sister in. She said maybe, so I'm hoping, but I'm definitely because it's going to basically be you, Chris. Money Mike is going to be there, Chris. I know you're excited
Okay.
about
Oh
that.
yeah. Okay.
Michael Macklin, and we're all going to learn something from Money Mike. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up. Money Mike, we better learn something.
And one sister who has her own little travel business, plus her creations business and online store
Okay.
as well,
Oh
Monica
wow.
Gordon. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that's how it's going to go down. So we're going to chop it up. We're going to learn. We're going to grow, and we're going to go from there because that's what it's all about. We're going to start. I'm trying to get more of a collectiveness going, not just an
Mhm.
individualism. I mean, that's why it's called Larry's Anything Goes for a reason because anything does go. So
Yeah.
nothing crazy though, but you know what I
I
mean from
love it.
a
I
business
love it.
perspective.
I love
Hey,
it.
Peter, I'm gonna add on to this real quick. I've known this brother basically my whole life. I want to say at least from like 9 or 10.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and so me and him, we always been talking about what can we do to get ourselves financially wealthy. So the fact that now his platform is bringing a collective group of entrepreneurs, not at the point that we're now getting to where we need to be at, not a collective group that we're there like years in, like we're growing, we're being there almost literally
Yeah.
at the same time
Mm-hmm.
is
Wow.
amazing. So
Wow.
big ups to you on that one, L,
I
because
appreciate it.
I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know any of these guys even existed but your platform is getting us all together for it. So I'm actually excited to hear all our collective minds talk about finance, what we could do for our community in the future, and other things like that. It's going to be incredible. And I know we have to give you flowers when you get Snuggle Man, but you put this together.
I appreciate that,
So
sir. I
you're
truly
humble.
do.
You don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna brag about it for you. Look at you, man.
I appreciate that, sir. I do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, definitely, if you guys want to put your links into your businesses in the chat room, I will put them up. I'm about to
Okay.
get my Sunday dinner on, if you know what I mean. So,
Hey, hey. Gotta eat, man.
yes,
I'm a
sir.
fan of that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
I'm a big fan of that.
definitely see you guys on Friday. All right.
Okay, no problem, Larry.
No
Thank you,
problem.
man.
Thanks
Nice
for
to meet
calling
you,
in.
Chris. I look forward to Friday. What 7:30? You said
Yes, sir. Make it 7:35. Yes, sir.
7:35. All right, I'll be there in square.
All right. So you take it easy, man. I
All right,
appreciate
you too, man.
it. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care, sir. All right, Chris, man. Greatly appreciate you chiming in, man. Always a great conversation. Yeah, definitely put these links in there. And yeah, any final words, sir, before I call it a night?
Just one. I mean, real talk. I'm proud of you, brother.
I appreciate it, man.
You're building your empire up to where it needs to be at, and just like my model, I'm just a consultant reaching out. You're reaching out to everybody around just to bring awareness to what needs to be done.
Amen to that, sir.
Gotta give you flower where you can smell them. Congratulations. You're getting to the point where you're going to be very good that nobody can tell you anything.
I
And
appreciate
in
that.
years, you're probably gonna be in California, sipping Mai Tais, everything like that. Your own YouTube studio, and your like in your own house, everything. So make room because I'll be over there to visit when you do that stuff. All right.
Open invitation always, brother.
Anything when it comes to San Antonio, man, you're always welcome to come down here, brother.
I can't wait. Like I said, 2021, I'm coming to San Antonio. Mark my words. Period.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what though. Now you probably seen property out of Houston. You're gonna see this property out here in San Antonio. You might buy some stuff out here too.
Hey, you never know.
I'm gonna show you some things out here. You be like,
Show me.
Buy a few things.
Show me. You know me.
I'm gonna show you some things, man.
You guys got palm trees in San Antonio, right?
Yes, ironically.
Okay, good. Okay, I just want to make sure. I know I've seen them in Dallas. I've seen them in Houston. I did not know if they had it in San Antonio. So
ironically, we do get some palm trees down here.
Okay.
Cottages down here and more like a desert, but yeah, we have them.
Yeah, I'm a big desert man too. So hey, I'll feel right at home when I get down there. Especially I know some good barbecue and some good Mexican food. So I'm all about it.
I'm gonna give you one beef rib.
All right.
You got a beef rib before, Ray?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay,
absolutely.
I know one beef rib will fill you up, so you got.
Oh yeah. That's one thing I love about Texas. They do everything big in Texas. That's one thing I
know about a beef rib till I move down here, man.
I love the food. I love the big highways. The Southern hospitality. That's why I always go there at least every year. So, like I said, 2021, I'm coming to San Antonio. Let's see what it's all about, sir.
I sure, man. Come on down, bro. I got you.
All right, brother, man. Have a great night. All right.
You too, man. Talk to you later.
All right, brother. All right, family, definitely check out Reaching Out Consultants. Like I said, we're growing as a channel. So thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for those who chimed in and liked. Thank you for the I got a couple super chats and cash apps and PayPal. So it's always greatly appreciated, family. It's all about collectivism. It's all about working with each other. There's no more time for tearing each other down. There's no more time for negativity. You get enough of that on the actual news itself. All right. So let's love each other. Let's show love. Let's be positive. If we don't agree on everything, that's cool, but let's just show love and respect for one another and let's help each other grow. And that's how we truly, at the end of the day, family, make money moves. All right, family. So have a great day. Do the great 3 free things if you haven't done so. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Have a great, prosperous week. And I'll see you guys later.